This is a never-before-seen Palestinian diary stolen by Israel in 1948. And I just uploaded the diary in its entirety to the internet, link in the description. This is a story of how that happened. It's 2013 and I'm living in Jerusalem. I'm doing research for my dissertation on the history of the word Palestine, and I stumbled across this diary by a guy named Yusuf Jahshan. And the librarian at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem tells me, you're the first person to look at this manuscript. Apparently it had been sitting collecting dust for 60 years. The Israeli National Library finally cataloged it and allowed researchers to access it. And apparently I was the first person who had looked at it. So the Israeli National Library didn't exactly give me permission to upload this diary to the internet. In fact, I'm pretty sure they explicitly forbade me from doing that. But it's not like they got permission to take the diary in the first place. So what goes around comes around, mother. As the old saying goes, what goes around gets uploaded to Middle East Tonight 65 years later. Yeah, what up? Yo, you took it from the Palestinians, I'm giving it back. Yeah, what up? You got a problem with that? You're gonna have to take that up with Squarespace. In 1948, the state of Israel took thousands of books and manuscripts from Palestinian homes. There was a war between Jews and Arabs, and I don't want to get into the details of that war, but hundreds of thousands of Palestinians became refugees during that war. They left their homes thinking they would probably be coming back. And turns out they actually never went back. And the state of Israel went around and collected, confiscated, stole, took, use the verb you like, all the books and manuscripts from the Palestinian homes. And the collection is known as the Abandoned Books Collection in the Israeli National Library. And so if you go to that library, which is in Jerusalem, you can find all these books that used to be owned by Palestinians, and in many cases, they've actually got the original owner's name like etched into the book. So you even sometimes can know who these books belong to. One of the most tragic things about the Abandoned Books Collection is that the owners of the books and the descendants of the owners of the books, most of whom are Palestinian, of course, living either in exile in Lebanon or Egypt or Jordan or the United States, don't have access to the books because they're legally barred from entering the state of Israel. Yusuf Jahshan's diary turned out to be really important for my dissertation research because I was studying the history of the word Palestine, actually like when people used that term in Arabic, Philistine, and turns out this guy Yusuf Jahshan, 18th century priest from Ramla, uses the word Palestine throughout the diary. It was a kind of a gold mine. It was a discovery. It was like, oh wait, hold on. You're telling me people were calling this place Palestine in the 18th century. That challenged a lot of the conventional wisdom on the issue. Getting back to this diary. So I asked the librarian, I'm like, what's the deal with this diary? She's like, it was collecting dust for 60 years and had only recently been cataloged. I was like, you're telling me the Israeli government took the manuscript and then just let it collect dust for 60 years? Who steals stuff and then just locks it away for 60 years? You're gonna steal like a big screen TV. I'm gonna let this thing appreciate in value. In 60 years, this TV is gonna be a collector's item. Actually, it might be. Bad example. Anyways, I put a link in the description to this diary, so if you wanna go check out the original, go do that. It's in Arabic, but it's pretty easy. So if your Arabic is not that great, you could probably still understand a lot of it. I've also included a link to a transcription of the diary that I've been working on. Now, I haven't finished the transcription, but I've done maybe half the diary. So if you wanna pick up that transcription and continue it and try and publish that diary as a published primary source, then I highly recommend doing that. And you can even give me a little shout out in your acknowledgements, but I'm sure there are mistakes in my transcription, so I would not trust it. I really appreciate you watching this video, and check out the diary, check out the transcription. Please finish my transcription, publish this diary, make it more accessible to more people, and thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Until next time.